set to match up with the Cleveland Browns.
Kicker Graham Gano set to put his foot into this one.
And we are underway from Kansas City.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
First carry for Najee Harris.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. At the 24-yard line. 93. Now Carr.
He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
Derek Carr, very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? It used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push the ball downfield, but still, the number one things you want to take away, short passes, intermediate passes. So sharp, precise, and accurate, you've got to sit on those routes in order to cause him problems.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? Five or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 34-yard line. On this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then it opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season.
Here's Harris. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now.
The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line as this game gets started, as it starts.
And this time he is in. Najee Harris with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Chiefs are on the board here first in the season opener. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Now returning it, Antonio Callaway. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Play action. Now it's Locke. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. And he'll get this all the way down to the Chiefs' 22. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Block now to throw. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
Block now on 1st down. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Locke. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Marquez Valdez-Scantling there to make the grab. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point try good by Gano.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. Now a play fake. Carr. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
2nd and 21. A lot of ground to cover.
Another try after the first down sack. Carr. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Play action. Now it's Carr. Dancing to his left. And Carr gives himself up, but not before he picks up a first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 47-yard line.
On play action, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
58 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. Working with a 2nd and 4. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On first down, it's Mitchell. Shrugs him off. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the C's opened up for him.
Into the red zone, it's Locke.
Checks this one down, it's Mitchell.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Escaping the pressure right. He's got it. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns have taken the lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Jalen Richard now on the return. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions.
He's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. On play action, now Carr. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Campbell. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. I like the look that they just showed there. When you come out in a passing formation, spread things out a little bit, makes it really hard to cover the middle of the field, doesn't it? Because you got to go out to the perimeter and cover those guys.
Yep, exactly. Got some good blocking, too. Helped him pick up the first. Carr completes it, and he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. It's brought in by Harris.
Yeah, the Chiefs are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Najee Harris
making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point by Seibert up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started
as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining.
On first and 10, here's Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
He's going to go up top again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Throwing now is Locke. He's going deep for Brown. It got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Gano now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
Throwing on first down is Carr.
He'll air this one out for Mims.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
All day, every day.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
They'll run on first down. It's Mitchell. Room to run past midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line.
107 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
They'll try the left side. Mitchell. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Eventually wrangled down before reaching the 20, but a strong run. He was brought down by Michael Davis.
2nd down and 5.
To throw it is Locke.
Out to the flat here for Johnson.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Locke gonna throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
At the 7-yard line.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns.
And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now up to 14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Throwing again on second down. Carr. Flushed out right.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. He'll air this one out for Mims. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. He's going deep for Brown. And this one is incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lock. Throw left side complete. That's Mitchell. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. From the gun on 3rd down, Lock. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Maurice Hurst able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 2nd and 10, Carr. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 37-yard line. Carr now to throw.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle, it's Randy Gregory. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. Denzel Mims, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we got a tie game here in the 4th. So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Callaway, the return man.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
The drive starts with a completion left side. That catch good for only a couple.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
Here's Locke to throw. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And this will set them up nicely deep down at KC territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. Again, it's Locke. Flush to his right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Drew Locke, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Gano the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. To throw, it's Carr.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lock. And that is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. And with a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Here's Locke. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling there to make the grab.
And the Browns are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now up to 14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Christian Fulton.
And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Marquez Valdez-Scantling there to make the grab.
And the Browns are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Gano the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Carr now on 1st down. Being chased out left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. He's got a man. Complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Paris Campbell, 64 yards. And the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Callaway, the return man.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Browns drive about to get started. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives, and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after him right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Just go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
On second down now. It's Mitchell. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The Browns on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Rocky Sin, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, they were obviously backed up, had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still try to throw it, and...
Yeah, exactly. This is where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise them and catch them off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover and put your defense in a bad spot.
Right back to Mitchell on second down.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Clock now to throw. Looking for the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling there to make the grab. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Steps away to his left. He's going to let it fly. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
2nd and 10.
93.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. Escaping the pressure right.
That is caught by Mims.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. On first down, Carr. Flushed out right. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. On second down, it's Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Now Locke. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. It got his man complete. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Cleveland, on the road, you can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead.